This is the one.
This is the one. Welcome to Structured Gibberish, the podcast.
It's a
TM,
podcast.
R with a circle around it, whatever the thing is. Yeah, I'm Brian. That's Pat. We're gonna talk about stuff today.
Oh, the stuff. Oh, the
Stuff.
stuff.
Let me pull up the notes because I already forgot what order. Oh yeah, I wanted to start with your trip to the Asian market. I thought that would be a good
Yes.
casual thing to kick us off. So go ahead.
So, to start, I found out that this place existed a couple of weeks ago through like TikTok or something. Somebody had posted a video about it, and my daughter, if you guys have kids around this age and they're girls, they probably have at least some kind of love for Asian culture. I feel like it's a big deal, whether it be Pokemon or like my daughter's into the whole Studio Ghibli.
Mhm.
People and everything. And so this place was advertised as an Asian dollar store. It's called Hello Tokyo. They're out in Niles, where everything in the store is $2.25, which I was like, that sounds pretty reasonable. And then there's like a video, they showed a video on this TikTok of all the crazy things that they have there. So we're like, well, we gotta go. So, and then of course it happened to correspond with an Asian market that my wife and I had been going to for years, and we never heard about this place. They've only been around for about 3 or 4 years. The new place, and I'm probably butchering the name here, but it's Mitsuwa. Mitsuwa.
Okay. I don't know.
They're the market who I've been going to for years. They have the best sushi there. Oh my god, it's so good. So we decided, and they're about 15 minutes away from each other. So we were gonna go out to this place in Niles. I want to say Mitsuwa is if technically in Arlington Heights, maybe. I'm bad at stuff like that, but in any case, that was our plan for the day. So we left early. We went out. Walked into this Hello Tokyo place. Very cool. Very like much bigger than I thought it was going to be. But I mean, I guess about the size of a nice dollar store. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And then and there's big sign on the door that says everything is $2.25, and then a real small writing underneath that says unless otherwise marked, which I completely blew past because when I walked in, I got like really excited because they had a ton of SH figure arts, and so like this whole wall of amazing like cool looking action figures, and I was like, oh, I didn't bring enough money. I ran over and like, oh, these are $40, $50, $80. I was like, okay, these are regularly priced. It's H figure arts, got it. And then I thought maybe it was just that aisle, like maybe they were, like I don't know if you've been to a dollar store recently, but now they have like a beyond section where it's $3 or $4, $5, whatever. So I was like, oh, maybe it's just but no, it's throughout the entire store. I would actually say at least half of their products are not $2.25. Even things that I was like, oh, that's really like they had some like not knockoff, but like brick, the Lego brick, not Lego bricks,
Yeah.
the really teeny tiny ones.
The team. Yeah. Yeah.
And they had a ton of Pokemon, and I was like, oh, but they were like $13 each. I was like, oh, okay, that's more than $2.25. But we ended up we made quite a haul. I think it was we ended out the deal with spending about $85 and walked out with 2 very large bags full of stuff. They had like a photo booth in there that we spent a couple of dollars to take pictures in. It's a very cute place. If you ask me, it was worth the trip. My daughter was elated. My wife liked everything she got. I ended up not getting anything there, but I don't think I was really intending to. Whereas in regular dollar stores right now, you can find Gundam action figures for $1.25. This one had Gundam action figures for $15. Different line figures.
Nice.
But I got super strong magnets. So I was talking about this on the show. I like super strong magnets for artistic and toy customizing purchases.
For artistic reasons.
Artisanal reasoning. So then we went over to Mitsuwa, and we were getting our lunch, and I came across, I got to get something, and Brian got something. Because I call Brian and I say, hey buddy, I just found a bunch of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need any? And he's just like, oh, what do they got? I was like, I don't know, they got a bunch of them.
So these are Shoto series. I guess they're kind of like model kits, but they're like essentially like you assemble the action figure kind of thing.
For the most part, they were, well, it depends on which one you get, I guess, too. Like, so Brian and I both got this one. This is Brian's because it's still sealed.
Kamen Rider Double Luna Trigger is what that is.
It's a really nice. I mean, like the articulation is really good.
Mm-hmm. Here, let me give you the screen because I want to see it. I want to see it up close.
Yeah, you get to get yours soon, but this one had very little having to build. Like the head was in a different part of the bag, and then the hands were on sprues that I had to cut off, and the gun was on a sprue, I think. But the body was complete and just kind of standing there, and you got a little bit of articulation in the like shoulder mass there. You had of articulation like at the upper shoulder and the bicep and the elbow and the hand, and then waist and chest. And then this one kind of threw me for a loop because there's like a standard ball joint in there, but also this top piece and the bottom piece of the thigh are two separate pieces, so that gives you some more movement. You get a little
pretty good
toe articulation and everything. And then so I bought this one before we sat down for lunch because I needed a toy to play with at lunch. So seriously, best sushi I've ever had in my life. If you're anywhere near the Arlington Heights area, you should definitely check them out. So then I went and I told Brian, and we were trying to FaceTime. It didn't work, but I was sending pictures back and forth. And so this is what Brian ultimately got. Brian got
hold on. Going back again.
Yeah, you got to see what you got. So Brian got the same one there, like we said. What was that?
Luna Trigger, Kamen Rider Double Luna Trigger. Luna is the yellow side, Trigger is the blue side.
Fair. And we got this one.
I'm pretty sure that one is Heat Metal.
Heat Metal. It's a very cool looking one. And then this one, who has a motorcycle.
That's a secondary rider from that same series, Kamen Rider XL.
So
can technically transform into a motorcycle, but I don't think the figure does that.
I don't think so either. But it was interesting because when I was talking to Brian, I was like, oh, it's weird because some of them I think are just busts. It looks like you just get like from the waist up. And Brian's like, oh no, if you buy one of those, it means you have to buy a second one to get the whole figure. So I'm happy you told me because I would have been really bummed when I got home. But that did result in me buying two of this guy, which he's very cool. I'm still putting him together because he was much more intricate, mostly because, he has like a bunch of sticker apps. And of course when you got the toy, the one box only had basically his entire body, sans the armor and head. And you can see I haven't taken his hands off the sprues yet. And then he's got some weapon things.
I can't tell what that is. So this is Kamen Rider Kickhopper, I believe.
You see on his back here, that is entirely a sticker.
Nice.
All of that back detail is a sticker. His belt, like his cool little...
his belt with the grasshopper Zector on it?
Yes.
Does that Zector come off there or no?
It does. It actually came with two different belts, belt buckles. I did opt to try to do some chrome painting on him instead of using the stickers. It worked well on his belt, but not as well on the chest. I think I'm going to put the stickers on the chest. But overall, I think had I not been so excited about this, I would have thought twice about spending, because they were $16 each. I would have thought twice about spending $32 on this action figure. But I feel like this for $15 is a great deal.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like this is fantastic. this, maybe could have been better, but it's very cool. One of my biggest issues is they're not quite in the same scale. You know what I mean? Like the green one is just a hair bigger in every way.
That might be canon, but probably not. I'm sure.
It's like their feet are just slightly bigger. Their heads are just like they're just a little bit out of scale with one another. And I mean, maybe it could be canon. Like maybe this is just a really big guy.
It's not.
It's a really big guy. My hair is doing a funny thing, but whatever. And it is fun. Like all the sticker sheets that I've been playing with. The weapons, like these weapons will be entirely covered with stickers. They're so small, and yet they will be entirely covered with stickers. This guy had to line up the gold part of this weapon as a sticker, so it's fun. I also really liked on the lunar, what is it?
Luna trigger.
Like the hands are on sprues, but they are painted.
Yeah,
they're very nice painted.
And then they give you a little thing. That thing on the bottom is for you to keep your extra hands in, so they don't get lost.
Right. You get that little Lego piece there.
Yeah.
That the other hands plug right into.
Which is really handy. I wish Lightning Collection would do that.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Someone needs to make that so I could just peg the other, like all these extra hands into things.
What are you gonna do? Never mind. The green guy did come with a stand, which is kind of cool.
Use their names.
Kickhopper.
Yeah.
Kickhopper came with a stand. It's never going to be canon in my head. These are just two cool, masked rider figures that are going to be sitting on my desk fighting crime together. I can't imagine being a child though. Ever. I can't imagine what it was like anymore. No. I can't imagine being a child in Japan. I guess they know. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, you gotta think like our parents or something. We're like, oh, I'm gonna do something nice. I'm gonna grab my kid a toy, and they're like, I don't care. I'm just gonna grab them a toy, and you grab one of these two boxes.
Yeah.
And you either are like, here, child, have a headless doll, or here, child, have a head.
Then your kid's gonna complain, and you got to go back to the store. They lock you in for a second one.
Right. They do. It's I mean, it's a brilliant move.
You're lucky they're not blind boxes.
That was the thing. I do remember because this Mitsuha is an interesting crapshoot of product. You know what I mean? Like the market is one, again, if you're interested in Asian culture, super cool place to be. Like everything is like walking through and of course like the community is Asian, and so like there are people who are just there to shop like they did when they were overseas, or perhaps just trying to connect with their family, because you can get most things, I assume, there. But everything is in, this is in whatever Japanese, Cantonese, I don't know what kind of languages.
Japanese.
Yeah. And so like there's really no way to tell for certain what's going on here.
You could use that app on your phone that you put the camera on it and it overlays the translated words. I use that a lot when I build the model kits, and usually the model kits that have like detailed instructions, you could just see the image and tell what's going on. But every so often there's a thing that looks like this is really important, like a warning sign, and then a whole bunch of Japanese. And I'm like, I should probably read that and see what it's telling me.
What was pretty cool is, like these came with no instructions, just two relatively large amounts of sticker sheets and two halves of. But I was texting Brian. I was like, how do I figure this out? There's no instructions. But there is a QR code on the side that you scan, and it pulls up what you would have used to have gotten as a tiny little piece of paper tucked in there, but like a very detailed map of where the stickers go and all the things that you might need to know. So I thought that was all in all, I'm very happy with what I got here.
I am too.
So it's a very fun surprise for the day. What Power Rangers thing did I find you that one time All I knew is that I was like, oh, Power Rangers from like it's actually
Yeah,
not Power Rangers, whatever.
it was from Ninninger. Shuriken
Yes,
Sentai Ninninger. It was like you got me a Power Star. I don't know what they're called on that show. I don't remember. They're like a Power Star and then like a little model kit of like their second Megazord combination.
Right. And
Which
then
I hadn't
like sometimes
seen Ninninger, and it hadn't yet been adapted into Power Rangers yet. So I was like, oh, this is a cool little thing. So.
Sometimes it's just like in the same aisle, they have candies.
My desk
and
is really
sometimes it is. I noticed that today.
What is going on? Is it the? I don't know.
Something. But like it's like there's a lot of Thomas the Tank Engine candy that's like situated right next to the toys, and I'm always like, is there a train in there? I don't know. I could not tell you because I can't read anything on this package. But next time I go, I'm gonna use the translator. I don't know. I've never thought of that, but
yeah. I'm disappointed that they didn't have the base form of Kamen Rider Double, the Cyclone Joker form, which is green and black.
They definitely didn't.
I'm gonna have to go online and look for it now, because if I had that, then that's basically all the Rider form. Well, Axel's got like 3 upgrade forms, but I don't care. That's basically the it for like the base forms. There's also like an extreme version, and I don't. But
they clearly know that they were marketing to me because I was like, I just want a green one. I just want a green one, and of course this 2-pack was the only green one.
Yeah, there's so it is technically possible to, I don't know if they made a figure of it, but there was a time when they only had the Cyclone Gaia memory, and so he was all green instead of being split. Actually, there were 2 times. There was one when he had just Cyclone, and I think that might have been only in a manga. Then there was another time when they duplicated it, so he was Cyclone.
Cyclone?
Yeah. So
that's pretty
Double is actually 2 people combined. Oh. That's his shtick. So,
well, I think these are really fun. Like I said, I'm legit blown away by the articulation on this guy. And I guess that's another thing. Totally different articulation on this guy. Mm-hmm. Like way less actually, which is kind of a bummer since you pay twice for this one than this one.
The thing about so the Kamen Rider Double uses these like essentially USB drives as they're called Gaia memories. They're like the memories of Earth condensed into little things, and it gives them powers, and all the bad guys get powers from them too. Each one.
And the movie.
Yep. Hold on. Skype cut out for a second, and then it came back.
Uh-oh.
It's back.
Oh, good.
So when he replaces the left side with the trigger, then he gets the pistol that he can use, the gun. And the yellow side makes him stretchy, like his arms can turn into noodles and flop around and hit people. When he combines the 2, then he can actually shoot bullets that can fly around wherever he needs them to go. Like the bullets become stretchy and curvy and everything. So
interesting.
And it's the same with heat metal, is like his metal rod from the heat side can catch on fire.
Comes with that nice.
That's pretty cool.
Arm there.
If you wanted to pay 2 more times, you could get Punch Hopper, which is the exact same thing, except it's a slight color variation, and instead of the extra piece being on his leg, it's like on his arm.
It did come with 2 extra pieces, which I don't understand. Because like there's this one where I assume this is his weapon, maybe, right?
Is it possible that you can make kick hopper or punch hopper?
I don't know. It did also come with this piece that I don't know what to do with yet because I haven't gotten to it. It's like a gold piece that clips on somewhere.
I can't tell what that is.
I don't know what it is either. It's like a weird, like chest piece, maybe. But it doesn't like that. There's no clear space on here where I'm like, oh, I clearly that's where that plugs in. So I don't know. Like I said, I gotta keep looking at the instructionals. I know that I've got to put some stickers on it. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures here. I think that might go on his. Oh, that might be part of his hyper mode. I'm pretty sure he does have a hyper mode, although I don't remember seeing it in the show.
The instructions have nothing about it. Like they show you where to put the stickers on it, but they never show you where one might attach it to him. So there's
No, I think
that.
you definitely have kick hopper because the punch hopper is more brown, I think, than green.
Is this him? I don't know if that's going to show up well.
Bring it down a little bit. That looks more like punch hopper, yeah. Yeah, because
so
it's got the thing on the arm.
Yeah, it's the same piece, but a slightly different color on this one. And that would attach to his arm. But yeah, you're right. I mean, like he's essentially the exact same figure, just painted differently.
I don't remember what happens at the end of Kabuto because it's been a while, but I know Punch Hopper dies, and I wonder if does Kick Hopper like get his powers? I don't think so. Anyway, I'm excited for these.
Yeah, they're super fun.
Do you want to talk about the next topic?
Yeah, I think we're good to move on.
Okay. Let's talk about your new prop that you're building.
Yes. So, as I've shown you in the past, and I will slightly refresh your memory, I've been essentially what I would really love, or the goal of all of this is I'm going to build a diorama of my past, just like a singular vision encapsulating what I enjoyed about being young, you know. I've collected some things from, like NECA has made a bunch of different TV sets and stuff, and it's like, okay, stuff like that. Like I want to have like a whole thing that kind of personifies my youth, and so I've been making things like this, which is my teeny tiny 1/12 scale trading card page. Those are
binder
pages with the Marvel Series 1. I've been working on lots more of those, and I've been trying to think of like what other things can I create. I don't have the 3D printer running, although I should, because I've had one for years and it's still in the box. And like some things, I just came up with another one. I was talking to Brian about it. I'm excited about. I'm gonna enter into the world of 1/12 scale Pogs. That's gonna be my next.
Those are gonna be so tiny.
So tiny, and that's the fun. Like it's like how tiny can I make something and it still be functionally recognizable. And so here is my latest and possibly greatest. Here he is. There's my me figure holding an Ecto-Cooler.
And it looks really, really realistic.
Yeah, I went to the trouble of completely revectoring an Ecto-Cooler. I literally, you can't see it because my printer is not good enough. But I recreated the nutrition facts. There was even, I always love this about older products. There was a telephone number that you could call if you to reach the Coca-Cola company if you had a problem. And even like this is one of my favorite parts is see I don't know if it's gonna come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Yeah, see the bottom. Those are all the printer marks for the CMYK print that is definitely on the bottom of every Ecto-Cooler.
Yep.
So again, just the little things that make me happy. I hear this is an ADHD thing, which I've never been medically diagnosed with, but I'm pretty positive. And then this one has, I had just some base wire that I made the straw out of. The straw's a little long, but I've gone through a couple of different variations. This one was the first model. This one is even tinier. This is technically the correct scale, but it's just too tiny. It was very hard to fold and glue and keep together. This is a little seam needle, for hemming that I made the straw out of. And then I've gotten I've been playing with a couple. I want to be able to make at least like a box of 9 of them. So I've got a couple more going. I've started putting magnets in them because magnets are fun. And ultimately, when I finally finish my my real figure of me, and I'm able to like marry it with this husky body, then I'm going to install magnets in his hands, so he'll be able to hold all sorts of things. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I have about, because of course I don't like to waste things. So when I print a new one out, each page yields at least about 90 tiny little ecto-coolers that I potentially can cut out and put together. And I tweak them. I feel like I tweak it every time I print one. I'm like, oh, do this next time. So as it grows, I'll probably end up with tons of little ecto-coolers lying about, but maybe we'll even give some away if we had listeners.
Yeah, maybe someday.
Someday. I'll give you a complete set of Pogs. Well, what brought me to the Pogs was I was like, when I was thinking about putting together the 8 or 9 pack of Ecto-Coolers, I remembered, of course, that they included X-Men Pogs back in the 90s. And I was like, oh, I bet you I can make the X-Men Pogs. And so now I'm just going to make Pogs.
I want to see how you're going to do the Slammer Jammer thing.
Yeah, it's got like the Cricket can cut out varying levels of stuff. So this is all laminated cardstock. And so I feel like if I just get thicker card, like it can cut up to I can't remember the actual measurements, but there's like I have a piece of balsa wood that's probably about that thick that it can cut through. So it has to do it like a million times. Like it runs the little knife over the same spot like a million times. But that's definitely something of that nature is what the slammers are going to be made out of. With like, oh, I'll use my chrome pen so they look metal and stuff. Oh, yeah. A chrome slammer was like that. That was the dream of the 90s.
Nowadays, it's really hard to get Pogs, but you can get caps really easily. Caps like what would have been like the off-brand Pog, but now they're like the only bottle cap game thing that you can get, and I don't like them as much. We have a set of official Pogs that we got like 15 years ago during a brief revival, and then some caps, and you could easily tell, like you lay them all out, without even looking at the image on them, you could close your eyes and feel them, and which ones are the caps.
Right. I mean, in the heyday, everybody had Pogs.
Yeah.
There were lots of different. I remember there was this $1 store that I would frequent because it was not only it wasn't like a Dollar Tree. It was like an independently owned dollar store, and they would get the craziest shit. Like, do you remember Prime Comics? Prime was like their main superhero. It was like maybe Ultra something. Maybe it was Ultra Comics and Prime was there. It doesn't matter. There was a toy line that was out around the same time as like the X-Men stuff that we were collecting when we were kids. And I always thought they looked cool, but I didn't really care about any of the characters, so I never bought them until this dollar store got in a huge selection of them. You remember Nightman? Was it Nightman? He had a TV show on WGN.
Was it WGN? I thought it was on UPN.
I thought it was WGN. Oh, it could have been.
Either way,
very well.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
He was his original comic book form was in this universe because I remember being very excited to get his action figure. Mm-hmm. I was like, this is a character I know. I watched this show. It was terrible. I got to get a figure for this. But yeah, at Christmas time one year, probably about 3 or 4 years after the Pog craze, they had these huge Christmas stockings that were like made of that like mesh, like the material that oranges come in basically. And it was filled with original official Pogs, but also caps and milk caps and slammer bammers and any other variation on the thing. And again, it was $1. I remember buying just tons of them. And me and my sisters, we went, divvied them up and traded them around. There was a board in there, because there was a Pog playing surface that was just essentially a large Pog in and of itself. But I mean, in general, it was just a very fun, useless little thing, Pogs. Also, one of my favorite memories of when I was young with my older brother. My brothers are technically stepbrothers, so they didn't live with us. It was the whole point of the story. But we always treated each other like brothers. Whatever. The point is that I didn't get to see him all the time because he was a cool teenager. And one time he came out to the house because he had his car and he drove out to see us and hung out with us and took us to McDonald's when they had the Power Ranger Pogs.
Dang.
And the Power Ranger Pogs were free with purchase. And so we drove around the the drive-through ordering like 99-cent hamburgers or French fries just so we could get a Pog. And we ended up we spent like $20 and got a bunch of Pogs. And that was a good day. That's a good day. We went home and played Power Ranger Pogs.
That sounds like a fantastic day.
It was.
I had to make my own Power Ranger Pogs because I had that Pog maker.
Yeah,
and I had a TV tuner card in my computer, and I could record. I could record television at 320 by 240, so 240i is how I could record TV, and it was just enough that I could get like screenshots. And then I made Pogs. This Pog maker was essentially like 3 razors on a spinny thing, and you would put the Pog, like the cardboard Pog thing, in there, and it had like a sticker surface. Put the paper on it, and then put it in the machine and just push down and twist it, and it would just slice it out for you. And they were just, boy, they were terrible, blurry. I mean, that's my images, but. Yeah, they were good. I mean, they were solid Pogs.
That was the magic. Yeah. That was the beauty of them.
Yep.
Pogs.
We got to look forward to.
You know what? They maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, I remember like there was a 90s section at Target, and it was like by the NECA stuff, and they had a tiny little Pog pack, and I feel like I bought it, but I don't remember where I put it. So. But it was. I mean, it's been long enough. Bring them back one more time. Come on, guys.
It feels like a thing that should have come back during the pandemic. Like we were all stuck inside and everything, and
we're bringing it back here, man. You know what? I'm gonna figure out, because I love projects like this. I'm gonna figure out how to make Pogs now. Probably do it with the Cricut really easy, and we're gonna make a set of official structured Gibberish Pogs.
Yeah, I mean, we already have the circular logo things with our faces in them.
Yeah,
we could just throw
absolutely. So you'll get a Brian Pog, a Pat Pog, a structured Gibberish itself Pog.
We don't really have a wide variety of images. We need to come up with more. Yeah,
not yet.
Yeah, like if
revive Disco Skeletor.
Yes,
get him on there. He can be a Pog.
Rave Skeletor needs to come back.
Rave Skeletor.
I think officially. That color scheme is Disco Skeletor, but our character's name was Rave Skeletor.
So. Yeah, for sure. I love it.
We had so many characters. Bane could come back. Yeah. Cosmos.
Mountain Dew.
Who the hell else was in our skits all the time?
I mean, we used to do all sorts. Beast Man, Soundwave on occasion.
Soundwave if I felt like staying up all night trying to get the vocoder to work.
Vocode my voice. Oh, those were the days.
Yep.
Those were the days.
Yep.
Loved it.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll put together some pogs, people, and then you guys have to buy them from us. No, that's the deal. That's the agreement that we've just made.
Yes.
If you're watching this right now, you've signed a contract. It's a verbal contract, but you've done it.
Yeah, one-sided verbal contract.
That's right. Those are the best kind.
Mm-hmm. All right. I want to move on to our next topic, and Let's one of mine. Okay, sweet.
Ray.
So I just want to talk about, somewhat briefly, some Lightning Collection figures that I have gotten. And I am excited for these because, as you know, I declared that I was not going to collect these anymore. And then,
yes.
And then subsequently Hasbro declared, you can't fire me, I quit. And decided they weren't going to make Lightning Collection figures for a year or whatever. There's no official announcement, but that's what everyone's saying. But I said, I'm just going to get, like, I want a solid collection. Like, I want the remastered ones because I just want a solid collection of, like, Zordon era Rangers. And then the rest of it is going to be like, I might get rid of, like, Lost Galaxy. I might get rid of, well, yeah, that's after Zordon era technically. But I really like my SPD Rangers. I might keep those. Anyway, point is, I came home today. It's been raining all day. And I came home to a very, very wet box out on the porch today. Soaked through to the point where I went to pick it up and my fingers just, as if I was picking up mashed potatoes, just went right into this cardboard, okay? Water is just pooled on top of it and everything. So inside the box, hold on, let me do the thing here. Inside the box was a very wet Lightning Collection box. And as you know, maybe you know, Hasbro now does, everything is fully cardboard and it's all paper and everything is recyclable except literally the thing says everything but the tape. So, as you know, Lightning Collection, they're plastic, right? So it doesn't really matter if they get wet unless the figure that you've just got a fabric.
Oh.
A fabric thing that thankfully is now finally dry. It's been sitting, when I sat down at the computer like an hour ago to prepare for the show, she was still a little damp. But anyway, this is the remastered Rita Repulsa.
Oh, she looks good.
And she's got she does have the, thing there.
Yeah, I was going to say, the other one didn't have cloth, right?
I think the other one did.
Did it?
But I don't remember.
I own that one, but it's in a box. And so I haven't seen it in a long time.
The staff is ever so slightly more detailed. It's not that big of a thing. The face sculpt is better because this is like, let me see. Can I make there we go. Maybe that helps. The face sculpt is a little bit better. That's her standard, like, I'm just walking around having a face kind of a thing. I'm just going to be in the dark. I think the camera can fit a little bit better there. But then you've also got, this is the best part. Aha.
Oh, that's nice.
Ah, ha, 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 ha. Now I can do this.
That is a really good likeness.
Isn't that awesome? It's so good.
It is really good.
It is so good. But that's not it, Pat. That's not all. Also, sometimes she gets such a headache.
Damn it. Now you're making me want to buy this toy. Oh, that's really good.
So it's a really good figure. It is her legs are a little bit side to side loose. I've noticed this on some of the female figures recently. But other than that, really great likeness. And then she comes with a particle effect, lightning effect that was folded in the box for some reason. I'm gonna have to soak that in some hot water or something. Yeah. And also I can't figure out how on earth this was supposed to go on the thing. They just throw these things in the boxes now. I think it's got like a twisty part on it, which might mean
maybe it's supposed to like entangle around.
I think it's supposed to go like this, and then somehow I don't know. I could just kind of jam it up in there and it'll stay. So I mean, it's not the worst, but whatever. It's there. And then she came with a couple of other different hands doing different things. Standard stuff. She got a pointy thing so she could say like, you guys go over there.
You idiots.
But excellent upgrade to the to the Rita Repulsa. Now, one more that I just want to mention. It's actually 5 more, but I'm only going to show one. First off, I want to show the box for this because this artwork is fantastic. Look at this.
Oh.
Look at how good these Alien Rangers look.
Very good.
This was
and that box doesn't seem that wet.
No, this came earlier, not today. So
good.
Good. They switched recently to the artwork that is more like actual drawings as opposed to that old. I'm saying old as in like in the past, but not like outdated or anything. But like they had that one guy just doing that, like those profile shots that were really. I
do
flat.
really love that art.
I do too.
This is nice.
Yeah, exactly. This is really good art.
Especially on a big box set like that.
Yeah, and so you get the 5 Alien Rangers in this set, and they come with 3 different blast effects, like 2 sword ones and 3 gun ones. Which is these none of them are new. These are all like blast effects that existed before. What's the art? Hold on a second. Let me grab this. Yeah, the Wet Rita box here. That's not what we're calling her, but yeah, her artwork I guess it's just this corner artwork. Not that great.
Yeah, no,
not that great. Because I'm pretty. That's just a photo of the figure there. Although I'm pretty sure they drew on that lightning on there because I have no idea. That doesn't even look like the thing. They just jammed it in there. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna. This is the representative Alien Ranger figure. This is Delphine, their leader. She's got the laser blaster and the dagger thing. I don't think they used this dagger on the show. I'm pretty sure this is just completing the Sentai accessory set. You'll be excited to learn that her boots appear to be the same boots as the male figures, and so they are slightly larger.
Fucking hate that. Man.
I know.
Oh, language. Sorry.
There's one girl on this team, and so they didn't feel like making, even though they basically made an entire other body.
Right.
Her arms are not. Her arms are good though. Like her arms are the right size. Her gloves.
That's a plus, I guess.
Yeah. And the sword does. The sword does come out and has a power up effect, which is pretty cool.
That is very neat.
That's probably my favorite effect because you can easily tell how it's supposed to go.
Right.
And it actually does stay on there really well.
Looks relatively specific to the item.
Yep. But like I said with Rita, and this one is even worse, she's got like wiggly legs.
Wiggly wobbly. That's weird.
Yeah. I mean, they're fine in every other direction. Like she can't really sit because she's got a skirt. But when you put them in the most natural down position, then they're wiggly wobbly.
Does it impede her ability to stand? Like, does she still stand well, or does she kind of
the skirt
slump?
No, she's fine. The skirt actually holds it in place pretty well, and the fact that she's got the ankle tilt kind of holds it in place pretty well. So no, actually, she's been standing here this whole time. Although I imagine if you, actually, here she does kind of. If the desk is wobbly, like mine seems to be today, eventually she does kind of spread out. But anyway, so far I haven't opened the other ones yet. They're still sitting in their packaging over here, but because I didn't want them all over the desk for the recording. But so far I haven't found any quality control issues. I take that back. Good. Actually, the tampo on her belt is slightly off center.
It is definitely off center. It's disgustingly off center.
Yeah. I'm fairly certain that is not accurate. But anyway, Lightning Collection carrying on. I'm trying to think if I have any more. You know what? I have one Turbo Ranger on pre-order, and I think that's the end of my Lightning Collection pre-orders. Because they put out one Turbo Ranger and then decided to halt everything. So.
And you're still going to get it?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I said I'm trying to do Zordon era.
That's fair. And one day they'll probably release the other ones, and you'll be like, sweet. Yeah, I'll get those. As opposed to when the rest come out, you're like, damn it, I wish I would have picked that one up.
Yep. Oh, I still have the remastered Black Ranger on pre-order at Entertainment Earth. So there's still one more. Did they put them? They're all over the place.
Are they putting out the rest of the remastereds?
Yeah, the rest of them were already out.
Oh, they withheld Black. Oh, for the Shield.
No, regular.
Oh no, Shield came with the red.
Yeah.
Stupid.
The Black Ranger one, they were just like, it's going to be exclusive to certain retail channels. It's like an online exclusive retail channel.
Yeah, that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
The Black Ranger.
The Black Ranger. Yep.
Sure. For sure.
So anyway, Lightning Collection still delighting and disappointing every day.
Every day. Honest to goodness, if they do bring it to a close or whatever they're doing, they made some fantastic pieces. They really did. I mean, that Finster blows my mind every time I look at it.
Yeah, it's the only one on the shelf behind me still, because it's the only one that I like to look at all the time.
Yeah, it's a solid figure. See, it's funny now. Like I have the Figuarts Tommy figure, and that was the only Figuarts one I bought. And I like it a lot, but I keep coming back to the fact that I did buy the Lightning Collection Tommy, so I would have one that went with all the Rangers, and I have all of the Mighty Morphin Rangers, and it's like, I often think I should probably just get this big Barnes one. It's kind of just sticking out in the collection, but it's like, but it is my favorite one.
It is a really good figure.
It looks a little better than the Lightning Collection one.
Yeah.
But the rest of my collection is Lightning Collection. And I don't think I could get away with getting rid of the Lightning Collection green. You know, I won't feel right about that. But I trying to, downsize and be like, no, I'm just going to get this. And it's really hard, man. I know, but it's really hard. I don't like having, we were talking briefly about this earlier in the week. The X-Men 97 Marvel Legends went up for pre-order. And I know you decided not to get any. And I am really on the fence. I'm going to get the Wolverine, even though it's literally the exact same Wolverine that I just bought from the animated collection without the cell shading. But he comes with a Logan head, and my favorite thing is that mask that hangs off the back. It's like, I really would like that accessory. I like the option.
Yeah.
And I feel comfortable enough having like an unmasked Wolverine and a masked Wolverine as two separate figures. I'm good with that. But when it came time to the rest of them, I'm just like, the Gambit, it looks a little closer to the animated series than the last Gambit that they put out. Not enough for me to be like, I gotta buy this. Rogue's the same way. If I hadn't have bought the Magneto from that 3-pack with the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, I think I would have gone after him. But again, I have the one. I think it's the same mold. I'm not 100%, but and again, Bishop without the mullet, is he even really Bishop? He is, but I missed the mullet, and that's the thing. I keep wanting the iconic version, and I've always been like, well,
you want the 1996 version, but he got a haircut in 1997.
He did, right, and so I got to wait for X-Men 96 to come out.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. The mullet is actually his like distant future hairstyle. He came back to the 90s and was like, he has to grow the mullet yet. Yeah, that's right. He's like, oh, they don't do mullets yet. That's not a thing yet. So, yeah.
It's not a thing yet. They haven't come back yet.
Nope.
In my time, everyone has a mullet.
Wolverine has a mullet.
He's in a
it's really weird.
That's the reason. Professor X, mullet.
Yep.
It's a very awkward mullet.
It is. It's more of a, it's a mullet in principle.
Right. Right. It's like if Captain Picard just let his hair grow long. Nothing on top, party in the back.
We don't do any business here. It's all party.
No, the business is over. I'm retired. But it's a party back here, man. I love it.
All right. I would like to. You showed me this very briefly. I saw you flash it across your camera before the show, and I have no idea what this is, but I want to see this Booberry thing.
Oh yeah. So It's quite cool. So General Mills and I believe Jada Toys.
I've always said Jada, but I don't know.
It is Jada. So I mean, there's really no reason to elongate the A. But I've also said Jada Toys for many years.
We're gonna do two long A's from now on. All right, it's Jada.
Jada Toys. That sounds cooler.
It actually does. Yeah.
They have been putting out mascot figures. The first couple of them came out last year with Count Chocula and Frankenberry. Fantastic figures. I loved them. There is a Chester Cheetah who's coming out soon. But then at San Diego Comic-Con, they put out this little fella, Booberry, glows in the dark. It was exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con, and all you had at one point, General Mills was like, "Hey, just order it from us right now," and then it brought you to the Jada Toys or Jada. We just decided this. Toys.
It sounds too close to J-Date, the Jewish dating site. So I think we should probably.
Fair enough. So you get this delightful box that looks like a box of cereal. There's even some nutrition facts that are action figure facts. Serving size, one figure per container. 1/12 scale.
Don't actually eat it. It's not recommended for you to eat the figure.
Included accessories: a cereal box, a stand, authentic retro styling, which I disagree with. There's no retro styling to this. This is a new, nice looking figure. There's nothing retro about this figure, except for the what it's for, since you can't just walk into the store at any time of year and buy Booberry. Collector quality paint, 100%. Collector quality sculpt, 100%. Points of articulation, 6.
100%.
100%. And it does bear the General Mills logo.
It Boo Bears it, actually.
It Boo Bears it. It's got very nice magnetic. You know how much I like magnets. The flap is magnetic, and here you go. You can see because the glare. Boo. I have yet to open him, so I'm going to open him right now so we can kind of take a look at him together. He's a pretty simple figure. I kept the boxes from the other two because it's so fun. He is definitely smaller. Like this box is even a bit smaller than the other figures. So the Frankenberry and Count Chocula are a little taller boxes.
I believe that's correct for canon, though, right?
Agreed. Yeah. Well, and of course he doesn't have legs because he's a
serial
ghost.
Canon. Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah, serial canon. He was the same price, but that's how it goes. That's cereal too in general. It's like, yeah, sure, same stuff. It's only half the amount of cereal in there, but there's more tape. They taped every side of the box, just in case.
Well, while you're doing that, I could talk about another thing that I have here on my desk.
Yeah, bring it.
This is a KFC honey mustard.
Hot dog. Does it transform?
No.
Transforms your taste buds, buddy.
Yep. That's pretty much it. I just noticed that it was in the corner there. So.
Great job. This is why people tune in.
Did I delay long enough for you to open it?
You definitely did. See, ta-ta-da. So he comes with a box of Booberry, which is just a plastic box.
Mm-hmm.
No nutrition information on the sides. I'm going to fix that. But on the back, you do get a fake Booberry mask that you can not cut out. I can tell. I'm not going to be able to show you because I can't kill all the lights in here. It definitely has glow-in-the-dark paint on it. Like you can just feel, the texture of it.
Mm.
And so Booberry does glow in the dark there. Here is his. Oh, come now. Did you put things on this?
I did not, no.
No, they didn't. It was just stuck in there really well. So there's his little spooky base. It's got like a weird shape on the bottom to connotate, I don't know, spilled milk or something.
I think that's like ectoplasm.
ectoplasmic. And there he is. He's got some good little articulation.
Yep. He looks a little high, like he's supposed to.
Oh yeah,
like he's been huffing the blueberry.
That's canon.
Mm-hmm.
And then you take this interesting looking ball joint and shove it right up his ass.
Mm-hmm.
He's a ghost, so he doesn't feel it. And so there he is. There he is. He's a simple figure. Again, definitely glows in the dark. You can feel the like rough, thick glow in the dark paint all over him. His paint apps leave a little to be desired, in that you can kind of see here that his eyes are imprinted slightly onto the eyelid. I don't know if it's coming through or not.
Yeah.
But you can see that it's not quite where it should be. It doesn't really detract much from the character, though, so I give it a pass. He's going to look great next to the other two. He stands well. I just had to test it. He's got a giant stand, so I don't know why he wouldn't, but he stands well. I am excited because, again, I have not witnessed it yet. I'm excited to see if he glows in the dark well. I'll tell you guys, hold on. He glows in the dark. It's true.
Shocking.
I do really love this artwork. I don't know if this is going to come through very well, but they've got the three. I'll try and get it to where there's not a glare on it, but they're very stylized and fun.
When the Boo-Berry is standing on his base, is he as tall as the others?
He is roughly the same height as the other guys, so okay. He will fit well with the other two. I think the thing that I'm kind of bummed about is that the other two came with like multiple head sculpts and like a lot of accessories, or not necessarily accessories, but like options, and since he doesn't, I don't know what else they could have done. He's a very simple character.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I would have liked to see him be a little cheaper for the fact that he is not quite as impressive when it comes to accessories and whatnot from the rest. Like I know the Chester Cheetah comes with multiple handsets because one of them has Cheetos dust all over them. It's like it's funny, good marketing ideas like that we could have gotten a little bit more out of it, or the price could have been lowered a bit. That's all. All in all, because I think it was probably, I want to say it was $10 to ship it. And I got mine directly from Jada.
Jada.
And Jada. So I got mine directly from them because they said it was available right away, to whereas it was an exclusive pre-order from Entertainment Earth, which always bothers me. I like to get my stuff from Big Bad Toy Store, and so when stuff has to come from Entertainment Earth, their shipping is very expensive. Like it's bothersome that Big Bad Toy Store is like, we will do it for $4, or if you want it soon, we'll do it for $11. But then they're like, yeah, 14. No other options.
Yeah.
Oh, you want 2 figures? 30. It's like, wow, just too much. But anyway, the figure is very nice. I'm excited to get the 3 of them together. I'm a sucker for mascots. I realize that I think I've maybe talked about this a little before, but I'm definitely going to just go all in and start a mascot collection. I've had 2 or 3 things on my watch list for a long time that I'm excited to dive into. There's a Flo the Insurance Lady action figure.
Are you serious?
That I'm serious. There's like 4 or 5 variations of it. I have no idea where you would acquire one, because I'm with Progressive, and I contacted my agent just to see if I could get one, and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, they exist. And then the other one is, I'm very excited about this one. It's a Bush's Beans Jay and what's the dog's name? I can't think of the dog's name off the top of my head. But it's a 2-pack, and they're like traditional action figures, and the dog can talk. He's got a talkie button, and the guy he's holding out a can of Bush's baked beans, and I love it. I can't wait to own it. They're not expensive, but again, like, where did this come from? Like, is it something that was just like available internally in the company? Like, it's so weird that they exist, and they, like, who would even sell that? Like, there's no way that you'd go to the store and pick up, a Flow action figure, because you're not me. I assume that they were kind of like premiums that you could have been like if you were an agent, you could have ordered some and be like, oh, your kids are here. Oh, check this out, buddy. Have a Flow action figure. The Flow one comes in several, like, different jobs that she can be doing while being insured.
You can also get a Halloween costume of her too. I see.
Yes, that is also a thing. So it's entertaining that these things exist. There was also a Mr. Clean figure that came out a number of years ago, but he's like a 12-inch. Like, that's a little bit more than I need. That's more Mr. Clean than I like. I don't like 12-inch Mr. Clean. We're gonna keep this clean and move on. But yeah, it's fun. It's a weird niche market to be in. You know who I'm surprised about? Just because there's so much out there, there isn't a proper action figure of the Geico Gecko. I think there's like a Bendham, but not like an action figure.
Nobody likes Bendhams.
Nobody likes Bendhams. I'm down with that. I, in fact, loathe me some Bendhams. But yeah, the Bush's Beans guy and the Flow figure are high on my list. I wouldn't mind a Michelin Man. I know he exists. He's a little older though,
He's still got it where it counts though.
That's right. So I'm actually going to look up the Flow figure while we're talking, because there was, they're.
Good luck.
What do you mean? The first thing that they're all like, there's a dozen of them that popped up the first time I clicked on it.
Yeah, that's
Flow
way too many. Way too many.
Good luck. I want one that's going to look the most like Flow. There's Florist Flow, that would appear to be very, very basic. Let's see here. Collect them all. There is this an action figure, or a commercial rather, for it? There is. Oh my God. Was this a commercial that I never saw?
I do remember there being a commercial with her as an action figure.
Well, they produced the action figures. That's amazing. Looking at this, I'm pretty sure that not all of these made it into production. I think a lot of these are digital mock-ups. But like you said, I can go on eBay, which is the only place I can find them, and get a Flow action figger, and I will. I'm going to do it. Okay. You can't stop.
I
None of you can stop me.
I purchased it 38 minutes ago. I don't remember if that was the right number or not. Watchmen reference. Hey, the next topic is about your world's smallest Optimus Prime that you got.
Oh yeah, we want to talk.
And then that's going to roll out into the next topic, which is not the world's smallest Optimus.
Excellent. I like that. I like the wordplay. I'm down. So, world's smallest Optimus. I ran across a listing. First of all, these were a popular-ish toy that really only officially were released in overseas, right? in Japan.
They're only in Japan. Yeah.
They're quite cool. I have 2 of them now. Both of them are knockoffs, which I'm fine with, because in all actuality, the knockoffs are better than the originals, if you ask me, in most ways. But we're going to talk about. I have my other favorite one right here, just for comparison. So this is my first one was Soundwave, because Soundwave is the coolest, and it's a remarkable little guy. Like that is it's a little bit bigger than a quarter.
Mm-hmm. Does he have Ravage?
Width-wise, well, not height. He does have Ravage. So his tape deck opens, and
Ravage inside there is generally believed to be the actual smallest transforming transformer.
So that's I don't know. It's not coming through well, but there are like tape holes. It is looking similar to a cassette tape, and then you can gently.
It's not a great transformation, but it's so
not
tiny.
A great transformation, and it's not even a great representation of the character, but it transforms. It transforms. So, and that's not even the tiniest bit about Soundwave. The best part, in my opinion, so Soundwave has the back of his cassette, and you can open the battery compartment, and I'm not going to take them all the way out, but there are 2 battery guns in the battery compartment that do come out and attach to him. His transformation is exactly like it is in the original toy. You got the little foot. Because this is the knockoff, there is no die cast in this. I believe there is die cast in the real ones.
I don't think so.
No? I thought there was.
I don't think so.
Well, then I'm a liar, and that's fine. The only thing that kind of bothers me, and it's a very slight bother, is that his head doesn't swivel. And so like when you put it down, it's still just his head sitting there.
He's just looking at you.
And I would have, if this could have been on a tiny little ball joint or something, that would have been fantastic, but it's not, and it's not that big of a deal. But I mean, look at him. Look at that. That is. Now I did. This figure has a lot of Ripro labels from back when they were Ripro labels and not Toy Hex. I in fact contacted them, because when I got my Optimus, I was like, oh man, I gotta get the labels, and they said, we don't make those right now, go away from us. So, but like you can even like, he's got like the, come on folks, he's got the little tape counter up on his shoulder there. Like it is very accurate.
Yep.
It's a very accurate toy.
Hold him up next to that Boo Berry or something so we can get the actual
scale wise here,
or like a 6-inch figure if you got one.
Yeah, I was gonna say here's my mini figure, and here's like he's more masterpiece size technically.
Yeah.
but still quite cool. Quite cool. So that's him. I got to remember to put Ravage back in him. And so here is Optimus, world's smallest Optimus. Now I was a little bit bummed because Optimus I wish was just a hair smaller. He's not completely like out of scale, but I think it would have been cooler if he was just a little tinier. His transformation.
Yeah, the scales of these toys are not they're not like the scaled to the scale of their original figures. They're all scaled so that in robot mode they're about the same height.
Right. Now there are 2 telltale signs that tells you why this is a knockoff, or a third party perhaps if you prefer. First of all, his fists are not painted. In the original, he does have painted fists. The other one that I did not notice until I was looking up, I can't remember what's on the real one, but on this flap, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, Probably not. But come on, focus. Don't cover my face more. No, it's not. Oh, yep.
Yeah, there it goes.
Not for sale. That's. I think the other one just has like Takara or something like that on, that portion. This says that this item is not for sale. Don't sell this. It's not for sale.
Not for sale.
So that is the figure. But see, I was lucky enough to get. Oh, also, sorry, it came with his gun. It actually came with 2 guns, and this is another way you can tell that it's a knockoff, because the original thought that this was too small, and so they did not give the fists holes to hold guns. It instead just had a little clip that would just clip right onto his wrist. But this, they said, to heck with that. They're real fist holding guns. And then also it came with, which was available but as a separate purchase, the trailer. And the trailer comes with a tiny little roller.
And I don't have the trailer. I have the official original Optimus, but not the trailer part.
And so the trailer has the little, the little bracers. And then, so this is one of the major differences, is that the official one just has this little nub of plastic here. That's like, oh yeah, you could, it's just like the thing. But this one has the whole damn thing.
Wow. That is, it's crazy that the knockoff has that and the official one does not, because that's a pretty important piece of the inside.
Look at that. It's got a little dial that you can spin the satellite. This little thing opens. There's no figure tiny enough to fit in it, but the little canopy opens.
I wonder if the newer Diaclone Dionauts would fit in there. They're incredibly tiny.
Maybe that would be.
They're smaller than the original Dionauts, I think.
And then, so this is the part that I think was kind of interesting, because I bought this off of eBay. From what I can tell, the official release of these had no stickers inside. The KO ones. The main one definitely had no stickers inside, but this one has some stickers, not all of them. In my research, I did see that the Repro Labels ones would have had the side stickers and everything that you could, the little go there, but this has some, and like I said, for this whole set on eBay was $20 or $25. So for that, you can't like, even the knockoff Soundwave, when you find it, it goes for a ton of money. And so it's few and far between that you can even find them anymore. But they cost a bunch of monies. So I'm very happy I found these when I did and how I did. And I do love that this exists. I think the only reason I wish that it was smaller is because it would fit with my 1/12 scale stuff a little better. Roller does fit inside just like he should. Now again, I found that interesting, is that in the third party they decided, I can't think of how it was in the original, but there's a little port for Roller to have guns. You can put one of Optimus's guns on there.
Right.
But the regular one did not have that. And so it fits right in the back like it should. Close it up. It's all good.
That's really cool. And also, I might get that. I might see if I could track down that knockoff trailer, because I don't have the original, and that seems like the better way to go.
This is a better, even if you could find the original, this is a better option. The only, again, this is a little difference. I don't know if it's coming through. There are tiny glitters in the.
Oh yeah, you can kind of see it
in the gray plastic that the original definitely did not have.
Why is that, you think?
No idea. I wish I could tell you. They make strange choices sometimes. Also, one of the things that I've been toying with trying to fix is that I really do wish that this Ravage had
Mm-hmm.
some stickerage on it. I think I could do it.
Those are going to be some tiny stickers for all those moving parts.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not many moving parts, but they're super tiny.
So it would be four stickers would get it. I think the thing that may have stopped Ripper labels was that I don't know, because like looking, there's not a lot of room inside there, and so I wonder if adding the additional sticker might just be too much.
It's a
and maybe he won't close. So
yeah,
I'll do some tests.
The width of that cassette, and it's like a millimeter, like that's a non-trivial amount of thickness.
Right.
A sticker.
Absolutely. So yeah, but I mean, these things are wonderful. Again, I do wish Optimus was just a little bit smaller, because see, like he's like 2 heads taller than Soundwave.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if he was just a little smaller, been perfect. But he's certainly not big.
I wonder if they were just trying to be like, we're going to make them, each figure we're going to make as small as we possibly can, where the engineering still works.
That is exactly what I read. I read that they were, it was more about, but again, see, like the only issue I take with that is that when you look at everything that went into Soundwave, and now again, I imagine this was first. They probably went in, did Optimus and like Megatron first, and then started working on the rest of the line. Everything about this figure is smaller than this figure, and it should all work pretty much exactly the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Optimus doesn't have any ball joints unless they're in his elbows.
He did. Like, the elbows are the only ball joints. So yeah. I am going to order the only product that Toy Hacks has available are super teeny tiny rub stickers, and so I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to order a set of them. When I've been meaning to order the Cosmo upgrade stickers. So when I do that, I'm going to order the teeny tiny rub stickers for these guys. Although I don't think I'm going to put them on the Soundwave, because I really like the way that looks already.
Yeah.
So I don't think I need to put the. Now see, Soundwave, you can really tell that it's a knockoff when you don't have the stickers on there. I don't know if you're going to be able to see or not, but see, like his chest on the inside, it's just orange. It's actually very off-putting when I bought it. I was like, why? Why would you make it orange and not clear or grayish or something? So, but the sticker from Ripper Labels fixed it all up. So yeah, speaking of Optimus Primes and various vintage
let me take you on a trip down memory lane here.
Please do.
All right.
And add yourself back. There you go.
So the year was 2002-ish. I'd just gotten out of high school. We were in college, 2003-ish. The commemorative series was in Toys R Us, and I was picking up one or two here and there. And I remember thinking, boy, we have the ability, like Beast Machines had just ended, like Robots in Disguise was going on, or Armada or something was kicking up. And it was like, they have made such ridiculously posable toys with all of these ball joints and everything. It would be amazing if they redid G1 with new articulation. And for years, I was like, I just want them to do, it would just be, even if they just did like one, just do G1 with modern engineering, And then they put out the first alternators figure.
Yeah.
Smokescreen. And it was like, this is what I want. Except this looks like a modern car. This is like a 2006 Subaru. It's not actually what Smokescreen looked like. He was like a 1982 Datsun or something. But it's like, but that's what I want. Like, give me the characters again with modern engineering. And then we got Masterpiece Optimus Prime, the first one, which was like, oh, this is, he looks like somewhat mostly like he does on the cartoon. and everything, and he turns into like a cartoony truck and stuff like that. And I'm like, yes, this is what I want. And then we got Classics, which was like a reimagining of everything, and I was like, this is great, except they don't actually look like G1, but that's okay because it's still, those characters and stuff. And then I got like, as the years went by, and you look behind me now, every one of these figures is on my shelf because this is as close to like the G1 character look that you can get. And I've had so many different versions of these figures come out over the years, and they look at varying degrees of G1-ish and everything. Like, how close do they stay to the original design? The Masterpiece toys that I have around the other side that you can't see. Those are also very close, but none of them look like the toys. Every so often they have one that's like they just announced. I'm not going to grab. They just announced that MP44 Masterpiece that I got that knockoff of. They just announced they're reissuing him with toy colors. And he's got like the toy stickers on him and stuff, but he's still cartoon looking Optimus Prime with toy colors.
Right.
So I got, over the years, I kind of lost track of my original dream. I was just happy to have like the characters in their,
right.
Like this is what they look like in the cartoon, or this is what they look like, with their actual character models. Cause the original G1 toys didn't translate 1-to-1 like Ironhide. It has no head in the toy.
Right.
But
they, like we said, they used a toy line that existed prior.
Yeah.
And just did their best to.
They did their best.
Integrate.
So here we are. I remember 11 years ago when you and I had first started doing this podcast, audio only, back when it was an actual podcast and iPods had not yet been discontinued. We were discussing the 30th anniversary of Transformers and all the, the thrilling 30 and all the stuff that they were putting out for that. And so as we are now approaching the 40th anniversary coming up,
don't like that.
Yep. we have gotten a leak of this thing, my actual vision come to life of what I actually wanted. G1 with modern engineering.
Yeah.
So this is, and you can kind of see all over it. It says like, do not reproduce and stuff like that, or reproduction prohibited and everything.
Not for sale.
Yeah. So someone got this leak, and it's basically like, this is the original G1 Optimus Prime toy, but with modern posability. And you could see the different poses, and he comes with his gun, comes with an Energon axe that the original toy didn't have. And he comes with a matrix that the original toy didn't have. This is called Missing Link Optimus Prime. And the implication here is that Missing Link is going to be like a toy line. So that they might do more than just Optimus, but we don't know for sure. He's going to come in 2 different forms. There's going to be 2 different ones available. This one is labeled as cartoon version, although I can't, like, it doesn't, like, the cartoon blue is usually like a lighter blue and the toy blue is much darker. That's usually the main distinction, plus like different coloring, but he's not, like, he has the silver here, which he has in cartoon robot mode, but not in cartoon vehicle mode. I don't know. But then the other one is this one, which I believe is toy version, and that comes with the trailer and everything. So you get the trailer, you get the silver version of Roller, you get his, like, I think those are his missile things. You get the little
gas pump.
Yeah, the gas pump thing and everything. And like, everything is inside the trailer. The trailer might just be a straight up reproduction. It's not like the trailer has more articulation, but it looks like a straight up reproduction from like the original one that I have, that I could, from what I can tell. But like, here he is doing the pose from the box that his original toy could not actually do. His chest opens the same way, it just opens down, but they managed to shove the matrix into it and everything. So I'm incredibly excited for this because They said here, this actually, I was looking for this quote. In 2018, for the 35th anniversary, they put out a G1 Optimus reproduction at Walmart. And it didn't come with the trailer. And they asked him about it, and he said the mold for the trailer was too degraded, and they couldn't use it again.
Mm.
And so here they have clearly recreated the mold from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me wonder if this might be like used as an excuse or an opportunity to start recreating some of the other G1 molds that have definitely been lost, like Mirage, Sunstreaker. We know for a fact that these G1 molds are gone. The Seeker molds are apparently still good. Starscream, Thundercracker. Soundwave, I think, is still good. They've reissued him a ton of times.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Hot Rod is still good. Astro Train is still good. Hound is still... I'm just thinking about the ones that they've reissued in the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It would be cool if they went back and started rebuilding these. But even if they didn't, like if they started putting out like one of these a quarter or something like that,
sure,
I would be down for it. This is going to be, according to the I don't think it actually says on here, but somewhere someone got a hold of how much they were going to cost in yen, which is roughly $70 without the trailer and $120 with the trailer in American dollars.
Right.
So we're talking like, commander class money. You can't see, but like the big ones. Not as much as the it's like Titan cost for the trailer, commander class cost for the not trailer. And it is obviously a collector's item. So, I think no, that's the date. So I think is it Thursday? Is that August 9th? That's the day it's supposed to be officially announced. Whatever day August 9th is in Japan is when it should be officially announced. And I don't know how we're going to get it in America. Presumably Hasbro will put it up on their website, and then I don't know if any other retailers will get it. We know nothing about it. So
we know nothing
other than these two,
and we're comfortable with it.
Other than these two images that we are now. What's interesting is I'm trying to look at this here, and I think something different is going on with the fists, but I can't exactly tell what, because the headlights look like they're not the same. Like the headlights normally had a big hole in them for you to plug the fists into,
right?
And the fists don't look like the same fists as before, where they're plugged into it. They almost look like they're part of it. And but they also don't look like there's enough room for them to go anywhere. So I don't know.
Maybe they like flip in or something. You know what I mean? Like they added more articulation to because it almost looks like they're kind of small.
Yeah.
So maybe they flip in the back up into the wheel well.
Yeah, they might. That's a good point. So I was thinking either that they flip in or they flip up and just kind of like hide behind either the front grille or like behind the
that
like
could
below
be
the
too.
windows.
Yeah, below the windows looks like there's enough space for them.
Yeah, that would be great, because I don't really want to go back to losing fists.
That is one of the least fun things about original Optimus is knowing that I'll never have his original fists.
Yep.
I think I have a Toys R Us reissue fists on my original Optimus, and I have a Toys R Us reissue that has no fists.
The fists are supposed to, in truck mode, they're supposed to rest in the cab, like those two like little seats where the Dionauts would normally sit. You could put the fists in there, and they just kind of rattle around. But he's got the Matrix in there all the time, which leads me to believe you either shove the fists in there with it, you don't store the fists anywhere, or they properly fold away. Which, honestly, if you're going to the trouble of like making this entire figure with new posability and everything, like just fold the fists up. We don't like.
Sure.
That's not a nostalgia we need to keep. Right.
Right. Nobody's gonna be like, oh man, I can't lose these fists.
Can I? Yeah. See, I'm trying to. All these images are so blurry, and nobody has any better quality ones. But hey, there's his hand open.
I saw that. I'm wondering if that's a render or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's
going to come with alt hands or something.
I mean, just the way it's kind of curved there, I think his hand probably goes like this.
Yeah, it could be.
But I don't know. Yeah, actually, you can almost kind of see a hinge here.
Right.
Which makes me think that they fold in like this and then hide behind the grill or something. That would be pretty sweet. Yeah, there might be a little bit.
Yeah, there's kind of like a little hole there. You know, that works. I wish they were a little bit less, because I might be tempted to buy one myself, but 70 seems more than I'd like to spend on
his gun has 2 pegs. So you could use this peg like the original one, and it would just have to be off center because the real handle his figure couldn't hold for some reason. Or you can use this peg and hold it like a normal thing. You know what I mean? You know how the original one had like a realistic looking handle, but he couldn't actually hold it, and then there was like a second handle. Can we glean anything from this one? I don't think so. That's the same photo, and you can't really zoom in too hard on this. So I guess we'll just have to wait till later this week when we get the official renders and stuff. But so I am so excited for this. It's like finally the vision of my 20 years ago childhood. Half my life ago, I envisioned this, and it's finally happening.
Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Yep. So I'm not even actually, when this comes out, I don't even know what I have left to live for after this. Like, that'll be, life is complete.
We've done it. We've done it.
No life thanks. Not at those price points. There you go. That's
that's
fun. More for me. So yeah, I'm really hoping that they do. Well, one, I'm looking forward to whatever else they come up with for the 40th anniversary, but this in particular, I'm really excited for.
I tell you what I really hope for you is anything better than what Mattel did for He-Man's 40th, which was virtually nothing.
I feel like they did something, though.
They did. They put out a single figure, and then they put out a bunch of stickers on the sides of figures that they were going to put out anyway. That was just like a little hologram of He-Man, and it said 40. That was it. It was this figure.
Are you painting Kick Hopper right now?
What?
What are you holding in your hand there?
I am taking these these magnets out of their shrink wrapped prison.
Okay.
And putting them with the rest of my magnets. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, hey, that's the end of the topics. So.
The end of the topics.
As we predicted, there weren't many topics, and yet we managed to fill almost an entire 2 hours with the topics.
Yep.
So. We're going to call it here, folks. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we will be back some other time. I guess I'll just plug everything. Look, we got I still have the Twitter logo in there. We're technically on X, the Everything app, but don't go follow us there. We're not doing that anymore.
We don't support that.
We're on the Facebook. Sometimes Pat posts things on there. We do have a Discord.
I do try.
You can get the link that comes up on the screen every so often. You can come in our Discord. We got mostly conversations about cosplay stuff going on. And then
but we welcome other conversations.
And you can also occasionally find me gaming on my YouTube channel, Duke Skylover. So
Brian does way more stuff than I do.
I just published a script in Space Engineers yesterday.
Oh, yeah, we should have talked about that.
It's pretty popular. I wanted, because in my streaming series, I've been on in Space Engineers, I've been living on an asteroid for 17 episodes, and was talking about going to a planet, and then someone suggested a specific planet a modded planet that I should spawn in and go there for the next part of the series. And I did. We kind of rushed there in an episode that was just an entire disaster the whole way through. Everything kept going wrong. And we ended up I ended up like rolling back the save to basically the beginning of the episode and just doing a complete do-over, because like just constant nonsense. Just I ended up losing almost everything, and it was
oh gosh.
So anyway, yeah, we ended up rolling the whole thing back. I get to this planet. I spend the whole time just getting struck by lightning and trying desperately to survive as my little rover is being blown to bits by these electrical storms. So anyway, was thinking like I need a way to know when the electrical storms are coming. And there's no, the programmable block API doesn't have any access to the weather. You have to make a mod if you want to actually access the weather API to know what the weather is. And I didn't want to like publish a whole mod and everything, but I wanted to be able to write a script. So you write scripts in the C# language, which is really cool because that's a full on like programming language that we like. That's a Microsoft language that runs on a ton of servers. But anyway, so I wrote this script that uses a wind turbine as like a weather vane and just measures how fast it's spinning. And then when it starts to go up, triggers a thing. So I set it up to just like start triggering a light that spins around as soon as the wind starts going up. And then I'm like, I know a storm is coming. And then when it's done, the light turns off. So published it up on the workshop, on the Steam workshop, and people are enjoying it. I think there were like, I don't know, 15 people subscribed to it or something last time I looked.
Nice. Now, did they, is it the kind of thing people download, or do you just like grab, how does that work in the game?
So you go to the Steam Workshop webpage and you subscribe to it. And then in the game, when you want to use it, you have to build a programmable block, which if you're a Minecraft person, I know you're not. If you're a Minecraft person, that's like the command block equivalent. It's where you can run actual like code to do stuff. So the programmable block allows you to write actual like C# code that can then access and control various things on the grid on the ship or the building you're building. And you tell it the name of the wind turbine you want. Like, so basically what you do is you go in the programmable block, you say, edit the program in here. And then you could say, browse my scripts. And then you could see all the ones you've subscribed to. And you could say, copy this one into there. And then, you just run it. And then there's like a external section for data configuration, and you can put the names of all the stuff in there. And it just, it's pretty resilient, where like, you know, your weather vane can get blown up and you know, you can build new ones and it'll just kind of recover. It'll give you warnings about like, oh, the thing seems to have disappeared. I can no longer access it. You should probably go look at it and see what's up. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm going to use this script a lot. And that's really the important thing is, I feel like it's useful to me. And if anybody else likes it, then that works out pretty well. But
right.
This is the third script that I've written, but the first one that I've actually put up on the workshop that I felt was actually like general purpose enough that someone else might want to use it. The other ones that I've written were very, very like keyed to the exact thing that I was building and the exact scenario that I was building it in. And it wasn't like a general purpose kind of thing, but this is like plop down a wind turbine, tell it what you want it to do when the weather changes. That's it.
That's awesome.
So
sounds like you've improved the quality of the game for everybody who wants it.
I hope so. And I was actually looking because a couple of months ago, they added a thing called the event controller into the game, which is an actual block whose whole purpose is to wait for events to happen and then trigger other things to happen in response. And it does not have the ability to watch for the, like, essentially the power output of the wind turbine, because it puts out more power when it spins faster. And so I started Googling around, and it's like the questions go back years of people being, ever since they added weather to the game, of people being like, how can I tell what weather is happening from a programmable block? And everyone's like, you're going to have to look at how fast a wind turbine is spinning. And I thought, because this is going back like 3 or 4 years I was like looking up, like reading like answers and questions. And I was like, surely someone has just done this and put the script up on the workshop.
No, they haven't. And
no.
Don't call me Shirley.
Yeah. Shirley did not do anything, because I searched the whole workshop different. Like, I mean, I didn't like look at every single script, but like put in all of the keywords that one would expect for this thing. Nothing came up. So, yeah, I wrote it, put it up there. Supposedly, because certain weather events also drop the amount of oxygen that's outside. Like it gets hard to breathe when a sandstorm rolls through is like kind of the idea. So you got to like close
Makes
your
sense,
helmet.
sure.
And an air vent block is able to detect the oxygen level.
Oh, okay.
And so I thought, well, I should also be able to do the same thing with an air vent. And then I could just kind of distinguish between, because there are like some high wind events where the oxygen drops, and then there are some low wind events when the oxygen drops, and vice versa. And I thought if I could use those two together, I could try to predict, like, is this an electrical storm versus just like some rain, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the game is like bugged because the oxygen doesn't change anymore when the weather changes, like at all. Not like the script is broken or anything, but like even on my HUD, it doesn't change the oxygen level anymore. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Interesting.
I'm going to wait for them to fix that bug, and then I'll probably add that feature into the script later. So
there you go.
All right. That's it for real now. Yeah, I already said all the outro stuff, so we could just hang up.
That's right. So goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Have a good weekend.